First year of the Kaiteng era, midsummer, a night without a moon. In the wild fields southwest of Fufeng County, a young cowherd suddenly stopped. The ground ahead of him was glowing. It was not fire. The light lay flat against the earth. A long pale band, like a bolt of white silk, unrolled across the grass. He watched for a long time. It did not go out. The tale is kept in the Xuanshi Zhi, written by Zhang the Wolf of the Tang dynasty. As for what lay buried beneath that light, months earlier, a man who had been dead for nearly 800 years had already explained it in a dream. To understand that dream, we must begin with the name of the village. Southwest of Fufeng County stood a village called Three Treasures Village. The elders there passed one story down the generations. When the village was founded, a monk from the western regions came by. He stood at the village gate a long while and said to the crowd,
"There is treasure breath beneath this ground. No one can take it now. When it wishes to come out, it will choose its own hour."
The villagers asked, "What treasure?" The monk answered,
"Treasure from Jiaozhi, 3 pieces in all."
Jiaozhi lies in what is now Vietnam, thousands of miles from Fufeng. How would treasure from thousands of miles away end up under their village? No one could say. But the name stuck, Three Treasures Village. Generation after generation, the name remained. The words of the monk slowly ceased to be believed. In the spring of that same era, a farmer in the village had a dream. A man came to him. The hairpin and the head cloth on his head were black. He wore a robe with wide sleeves and a long sword at his waist. His bearing was ancient and stern, not a man of this dynasty. The stranger opened his mouth and named himself. He said,
"I served as an official under the Eastern Han. In the reign of Emperor Guangwu, I followed General Ma south to Jiaozhi. And in the south, I obtained several treasures of that land. Later, the army marched north. General Ma was falsely accused. They said he had plundered the south and shipped the riches home by cart and by boat. Emperor Guangwu was furious. He ordered a search of the family estate. I feared the disaster would reach me, so I took the things in my hands and buried them in this ground."
Before the stranger finished speaking, the farmer woke. At dawn, he told the whole dream to the neighbors. Some remembered how the village got its name and half believed him. Most called it nothing but a strange dream, and so the matter was set aside. It stayed aside until midsummer, until the night this story began. The clouds were thick. There was no moon. Below the western slope, the cowherd saw that band of lights lying on the ground. He ran home for his father. When the father reached the slope, the light had not died. It burned brighter. The next night they looked again. The light was in the same place. It did not move. It did not go out. Word spread. On the third night, a few bold men of the village went out together. Up close, crouching down, they saw it. The light was rising out of the soil, flickering like flame over a woodpile. But there was no wood, there was no smoke, and not one blade of grass at their feet was scorched. Someone remembered the dream the farmer told in the spring. The light might not show by day, so they drove a wooden stake beside it to mark the spot. Then went home and waited for morning. The next day, the people came with shovels. They dug down along the stake. More than 10 feet down, a blade struck something hard. Layer by layer, they cleared the soil. 3 objects lay buried below. A golden turtle, barely 2 inches long. Zhang Du described it in 8 characters. craft exquisite, known to no age. The work was superb, but the design matched nothing anyone had seen. No one could say which dynasty had made it. A sword, 2, 4, and 4, twin in length, a bronze mirror, more than one shirt across. All three came out of the earth, caked in grime, their true faces hidden. The villagers dared not keep them. They carried them to the county office. The magistrate, Liu Sui, knew what he was looking at. He had the sword set on a whetstone. As the rust ground away, the color that rose from the blade was faint and cool, like ripples in still water. Then they tested the edge. The sword was sharp enough to cut jade. Liu Sui measured the blade and understood. In high antiquity, 8 cun made 1 shirt. 2 4 and 4 cun was exactly 3 ancient shirts. The sword handmen wore at the waist. The sword that won an empire was called the 3-to sword. And the man in the dream wore a long sword at his waist. Then the mirror. The back was covered in layer upon layer of patterns, strange beasts no one could name, coiling around the central knob. After all those centuries, not one line of the design was broken. Polished, the mirror face came up clear as water fresh from a well. Liu Sui declared,
"This is a great treasure of antiquity. It should go to the royal house and stand among the relics of the ages."
He sealed a report and sent it up together with the 3 treasures, intending that the military governor forward them to the court as a gift for the Son of Heaven. The report went up, so did the treasures. The man holding Fengxiang at the time was a general by the name of Chen. The 3 treasures reached his hands. He looked, he loved, he kept them. The gift to the Son of Heaven was never spoken of again. The tale ends with 6 characters from Zhangdu, and so no one ever knew. From then on, no one knew where the 3 treasures had gone. A prophecy handed down for generations, a ghost passing word across 800 years. A light that burned 3 nights running, and the daylight it bought lasted only days. Out of 10 feet of earth, the 3 treasures came, changed hands once, and sank into another place without light. The story ends there. But this case, buried 8 centuries and unearthed 8 centuries later, leaves a few things worth a second look. First, the dream. The general Ma of the dream is real history. Ma Yuan, the wave-calming general. The book of the later Han records it. Ma Yuan did march south against Zhaozhi. He was indeed accused of hauling home southern riches. And Emperor Guangwu was indeed so furious that the family dared not bury Ma Yuan in the ancestral ground. A Tang dynasty farmer had likely never opened the book of the later Han. But his one night of dream talk matched, point by point, that court scandal from 800 years before. Modern physics has a principle called the conservation of information. Once information exists, it never wholly disappears. Could a piece of the past 800 years old have survived along some path we have not yet recognized and found its way into the dream of a Tang farmer? Second, the light. Ground that glows above buried treasure. The ancients called it treasure breath. Modern material science happens to know a class of things called self-luminous materials. No flame, no current, they simply glow and keep glowing for years on end. Now look again at that light. No firewood, no smoke, burning night after night, and the grass unharmed. Nothing about it behaves like fire. Everything about it behaves like such a material. Third, the treasures themselves, sealed in the earth for 800 years. The The sword came off the stone the color of rippling water, sharp enough to cut jade. The mirror lost not one line of its pattern. Modern metallurgy has seen this too, on swords dug from ancient tombs, buried 1,000 years, and still they do not rust. Only remember what the monk said. Things like these do not come out from men. They come out on their own hour. So if, some night, in some stretch of wild ground, a band of pale light rises for no reason at all, then most likely, another buried thing has waited out its time